Welcome back to the class, everyone. Today we are going to be going into our second match of the second week of 5v5, and we are up against Stern. We did lose our last match, but it was a really good match. Like, we did lose, but at the same time, it was a very well fought battle by our opponent, and they ultimately outdid us in the end. So, again, this is our current opponent. He does have the relic level advantage, as always. 136, not too bad. It looks like we do even him out a little bit in mods, especially, again, this is very consistent. On the higher end, we just have a lot of people dominated. It doesn't always yield results, but that's like almost three times the amount of plus 25s he has. Omicron, he actually has more than us. It looks like he has doubled down on both Malgus and Starkiller, so he's got more going on there. Again, he has relics, we have monsters. Does he have profundity? He does have profundity. So I really think that is the biggest thing when we look over that sheet of really what's important and actually what's going to make a difference in the battle. So getting down to his defense, he put down a really nasty defense in a very weird attempt. I was scouting this guy and I'm like, I don't think I can beat him. I don't think I can full clear him, rather. So let's just try to go for the half wall, or let's put a little bit more on defense than we were already doing. So we have the Dashcron to worry about here. Our very first Reylo, so that's going to be interesting. Then we have pretty standard Malgus as well as Rogue One. And then the top wall, we have Lord Vader. And Lord Vader is really the problematic one here. So CLS, Starkiller, great team school. But this is what worries me more. So altogether, it has 62% dodge chance. And then it has the really good comp with, of course, the correct level 6 as well as the correct level 9. They're all kind of correct. And the reason why we're kind of doubling down on defense is because with 62% dodge, my SLKR will never hit that. So I can throw my bounty hunters against it, and if that works, cool. I have them. I didn't leave Bam and Fennec on defense, but I did specifically stock more GLs on defense because now I'm just gonna throw SLKR against Malgus and call it good. That being said, this is my defense. We put our C back here with our Savage as well as his Kron. Malgus, Lord Vader, Maul, pretty standard for us, and then up top, it's just the same old. The crazy Dashacron with Reylo, as well as Gas, Starkiller, and JMK. So without further ado, let's get whacking. All right, here we go. So we're going to try to tackle their Reylo team first. So that's Rey with Ben Solo, as well as JTR, who is actually going to make this a little bit complicated. So this is kind of a weird team that we're going in with, but it's also necessary. So I have Vader lead. I had to take Want A to make sure we get the permakill on Solo so he doesn't keep reviving because they have the Omicron. And then we also had to take in 3 other Empire and or Sith characters, in this case just Empire, because without them I wouldn't be able to get ahead of Finn, and if I don't get ahead of Finn, we have to do with the whole inspired thing. So that's the reason why Dark and TIE Fighter Pilot here, they're literally only here to help generate speaks. I literally didn't have another character over R5. So we go ahead and we go into Merciless Massacre. We keep using the AoE over and over again, trying to stack dots, and we have to do this in a very specific way. We have to drop Rey into damage immunity, and we have to do it with the coin blade. We won't be able to do that into AoEs, because if we try to do it only on AoEs, we'll drop Ben to damage immunity first, and we don't want that, because we need Rey to go into 50%, because once she's in 50%, Ben Solo can die. If she's not, he's pretty much immune to death. I think that's actually literally immune to defeat or something like that. So I think we go ahead and do that now. She is close to dying. The reason why she didn't die is because Ben is alive, but now we're able to kill Ben because she's under 50%. So this is already good. And again, because we have the anti-revive tech on top of Vader, Ben isn't going to come back every single time Vader takes a lead. So what we're trying to do now is we're trying to kill JTR and not put her in damage immunity, because if she gets into damage immunity, then we risk an infinite loop, and then maybe we just die. So I only need 3 of them to be alive. 2 of them are already in damage immunity, so I'm like, all right, let's just kill Finn, because the goal here now is for Rey to eventually get her ult, and then when Rey gets her ult, we'll revive, because we have the level 9 Data Crown Vader, and she won't be able to perma-kill him. She'll just kill him the first time, and then Vader can come in and wreck her. The unfortunate issue is here, we didn't get hardly any dots on JTR, and she just keeps taking turns. Luckily, she does end up killing herself, so that was kind of nice. And like I said, we're really just trying to make it until Rey's ult. It kills everyone except Dark, who has multiple stacks, and Vader, who has a revive. And then, yeah, we're able to come in and kill the rest of them. And just like that, brand new team, Rey and Ben just gets hammered by the Vader Datacron. So pretty cool for us. We come in now with SLKR and Daka Zombie. I think we might have mentioned this in the intro, but the reason why we're not using SLKR versus Lord Vader is because he has 60% dodge. So our SLKR constantly whiffing will never heal and we'll just die. So we go ahead and take him in here. We're just using the Zombie Daka. We do make sure to use our AoE first so that Daka is, or not Daka, but Zombie is taunting. So that way they don't go all in on SLKR and kill him, or really all in on Daka for that matter. And then there's really not a whole lot of strategy the rest of this. You can kind of just button mash it. In theory, I would like to get to Darth Revan as much as possible, just because he has probably the most powerful AoE here. And maybe after our Daka loses enough health and protection, like stacking from gaining turn meter, then maybe he could kill her. But it's just never really happened. And this team has quite a bit of offensive output, especially with they trade defense for offense. I believe that's the datacron that they have. And they also have the extra offense coming from the level 9. They don't have the cooldown one. But at the end of the day, it's like I said, you can kind of, once you get the advantage on Zombie so she doesn't die, you can just kind of button mash. There's not a lot they can do. And Doc even gets the kill, so that was pretty cool. So now we have a few teams to figure out, and I have one team out of place, so I'm like, okay, we need to figure out something on the top wall we can beat so that we can go ahead and use CLS in the bottom wall. So we go ahead and take in our Qui-Gon Jinn team in here. And this goes differently than it typically goes, but we're able to make it work. We don't kill pretty much anyone. They're fairly high relics on the team. Relic 7, Relic 8, and then, as you guys can see, we just kind of tried to play things correctly. And it was really nice that they didn't go right after my Jedi Anakin, and they left my attackers until the very end. So, because we did that, we don't have to mirror CLS, and we can now go ahead and take CLS to finish off Adrad in the bottom. And I didn't want to use Bad Batch, because Bad Batch is... Yeah, there were a lot of other teams we need to beat, and this was the best solution that I could find, and it works pretty well. So, Qui-Gon Jinn took down them, and now CLS really has no issues killing Adrad in at any shape. One thing I do like to do is to kill the ads first before going for Adrad, because I feel like if we go right for him, we get stuck behind him, and then obviously we have to kill Jinn last, because she can't be dead until What's-His-Face is dead anyway, so 60 banners, I'll take it. And now we have out to take in our Jedi Master Luke against Dash. And this one, this is expensive. Luckily, we do land the ability block on Dash this time, so that's nice. So we don't have to worry about getting dazed right out the gate. So we go ahead and take out Vader, because we really, if he lives, then killing Dash is pointless. They do get the daze, and this is a little a pain, because my 2 cleansers were not close to taking a turn, but didn't matter. We were able to still kill Dash, and I was trying to finesse this a little bit to gain back some protection, but ultimately the lead ability that we're calling in that gives back protection, it also just does a ton of damage, even to fairly tanky characters like L3 and Ness. That was 2 hits, I think. So protection recovery on this is not going to be that solid. So we get 61 there, but I'll take it. We get to the back wall, immediately see Mon Mothma, and I don't hesitate at all to just take in our Iden versus that. It's pretty much surefire win. Not a whole lot that can happen here. I think this time was a little bit annoying, though. But yeah, we came in. The 2 big threats, Arc Alcatarn and Kara. Again, I haven't lost this versus this comp. Even with us taking Gear 12s versus this is a full Relic 5 team, actually. So this player probably had a really good Datacron during set 2. And he took everyone up just to be able to use it. And now he's kind of stuck with those Relic levels. And while those Relic levels aren't bad, at this point, probably could be used elsewhere. I don't know. He also has 130 more Relic levels than us, so he probably has those to spare. But gosh darn it, Iden just does so much damage to everyone here. Yeah, we're able to come in. We're able to kill Kara. She didn't have potency up, but she still can be revived. Luckily, we were able to get Deathmark out on Kyle, so now he's dead and he's not coming back ever. No, that's fine. And now this is where it gets a little annoying. We're so close to just ending the match at after a minute and 50 seconds or so. And then Kara comes back, and they keep healing a lot because they don't have as many people to attack, so we're not gaining as much turn meter and whatnot. So the rest of the battle does just feel like it takes... I think it takes like a whole minute longer just to kill that one extra character that we almost had down. So, do get another death mark out there, and we were able to kill Scout, and we get our 65 as always. Going back up at the top, again, we weren't able to use Bad Batch versus Adrad because I had to save it for this. The comp was pretty good. I mean, at the end, the Jedi Anakin even have a speed set, and of course we didn't land the stun on him. The Jedi Anakin had a speed set, but... what he didn't have was enough speed to stop Echo. He was only at 360, and I think my Echo's 370, so we're able to take control of this team pretty well. And actually, him blowing his AoE before Qui-Gon Jinn ate it was really nice, because of that, he wasn't able to use his AoE when everyone else was still around. So this time we land the stun, 2-turn stun on only Anakin, so I guess that's fine. And then, I mean, true damage just eats everyone. And even Omega survives this one, so that's fun. Now we take our General Grievous versus Starkiller, and I feel like I've gotten spoiled the last couple matches. This one has gone... We've gotten pretty good RNG on this in the last couple matches, and this one we should have... Oh no, this is correct. B1 can hit anyone. I think we misplayed the target lock a little bit here, but they do get a lot of turns, Palpatine specifically, and then we don't really start taking control until our Magna beats it, which honestly is how this battle goes a lot of the times, but annoying nonetheless. And the other annoying thing is that Newt is shocked here, so the other 3 are kind of running circles around everyone, but Newt just kind of stands. And I guess passively he does quite a bit from dealing damage a second time from max health damage when they have debuffs out. But at the same time, I would like for him to take a turn. That would be fantastic. But he doesn't, and we still win, albeit a little less efficiently than we have recently. So now we have to kind of clean up some of the teams on the bottom. I don't have a lot of great teams left, but we saw my Geo Gideon team, and I really rather like this team. It has a lot of control. Gideon really does a lot. Well, he does a lot for all teams, but it does a lot for the Geos in general, I feel like. And we're able to line things up here so we can get rid of Dooku before he stealths us all and we get stuck behind things we're not going to stop behind. We immediately are able to come in and kill. This just works, honestly, exactly like it should. Django's the only one left, and I should probably ability block him now so that someone doesn't take a rocket to the face. And that's exactly what we do. And then we go ahead and back to hitting Sith Empire Trooper, who I guess is a pretty good tank to have here, because once Dooku goes under, then you're just kind of stuck with him. So we go ahead and just finish him off, and now the one really annoying thing about Django under Count Dooku is the countering. He's able to counter pretty consistently here, and just, I guess, steals a lot of our banners before we get our Ultimate 62. So this one, we knew there were a lot of risks coming into this, because they have, number one, they have tenacity down, actually 2 forms of tenacity down. They have multiple stuns as well as max health damage, and we were thinking, oh, this will probably be fine. You know, we'll just save our cleanse for when Dengar uses his tenacity down, and we'll be fine. Unfortunately, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens here. We're getting everyone down. They're getting lots of dots out, and then the second they get tenacity down, they land all their max health damage and a stun. So I'm almost thinking that this cleanup team we've taken here would have been better to use from the very beginning. Because the Aurra team, so yeah, they get contract instantly. They have the Omicron, that's nice and whatnot. But I think Bastila probably would have won on a one-off. I'm not sure how much Chrysanthemum would have actually changed in that battle. I know we took a Neth as a 5th just because, I mean, our Jedi 5th option was a Gear 11 Ezra. So we just went with this, and honestly, like, it went super well. So probably should have stuck with that. So now we have a Lord Vader that we've just been kind of leaving alone for most of the battle, just because I didn't think I was going to be able to beat it. And we had to take in this weird team, because what I really can't let happen is Thrawn cannot fracture Bam. If Thrawn fractures Bam, the whole match is over. So I took in Crew to pre-taunt to take the initial taunt away when Maul go ahead and uses his AoE. And then we took in Bosk and Zam so that Bosk would have enough speed to be able to do his own taunt and then take the fracture from Thrawn if he was going to use it then. And if he wasn't, Crew should have been taunting by then. So everything worked out in that regard. We're able to get rid of Maul. And the big issue is here, even if we get this down to just Lord Vader, I don't have any team that can clean up, especially this Lord Vader has 60% dodge, which Fennec doesn't care about. Fennec is a special attacker. She cares about deflection as a mechanic, so she's going to hit everyone. But even if I saved, like, say, SLKR, or I'm trying to think of another team, even Troopers, unless I had, like, a crazy accuracy on Troopers, which I can't because they're all, like, Relic 3 or something. And I had to use them against Reylo anyways. Piet was used there. But anyway, so we don't have a cleanup team, so we're trying to take this team down. We get an armor shred onto the Royal Guard, because otherwise we don't kill him. We hit him twice. He's in the yellow right now. And Crew is somehow still hanging on. And then Lord Vader one-shots my Fennec from pretty much full health and protection. And then we just go ahead and take in my Traya team, which most of this team is Gear 12, just because I'm fairly certain with the amount of debuffs flying around that my Nihilist can get to it as Annihilate. And if we're going to lose by one banner, this will actually make a difference, which typically never comes down to it. But if it does, then Traya will have done her part. So I took in the full team just so we could keep hitting them and getting healing, because whenever we hit a debuffed enemy, we do things. And you'll see Traya actually does a decent amount of damage here to Storm, because of how her mechanics work when her allies are debuffed. So we take that in, we're able to annihilate them, and then my Traya eats it. And we end up winning the battle. And this is actually, I feel pretty good about this, especially with our blunder down here. Like, I would have loved for this not to have happened specifically like that. I didn't enjoy that. But at the same time, getting to pull off our Vader counter was instrumental in getting us as far as we did. And my opponent, I don't think he failed on much. I think he failed on one team on the top. Yeah, so he failed against Starkiller once. Not quite sure what the story was there. But then really, this is where strategy kind of comes into play. He failed on all 3 of these teams. And if he had just, I don't know what comps he used, but I think if he had abandoned entirely Lord Vader, didn't even try it, but just got 60 banners here and 60 banners here, he would have beaten us. He would have gotten like 1,080 and he would have beaten us by 30 banners. But instead, I don't know if greedy's the right word, but he tried to take out all 3. I'm assuming he did. And wasn't able to beat Iden, because now for him to win, and there's actually still several hours left in the match. And the reason why I'm posting this now is because the way that he's done this, the amount of banners that he's lost by losing all his teams, he has to clear all 3. And I don't think it's happening. So if I'm wrong, I'll probably try to post it somewhere in the chat. But I think we do have this battle won. But yeah, there are 4 hours left in the match. So that is going to be it. Pretty exciting times. Thank you everyone for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And as always, stay awesome.